Vijay, can you please look into the audio, please? We are not able to hear anything.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Friends, thank you and please be seated. May I now request our district?
Just a moment.
Yes.
We did not hear the national anthem of Canada, so I would request Vijay Gauramani to play the national anthem of Canada.
Please, Vijay.
वीडियो बंद करो एक मिनट
Thank you, friends, and be seated. May I now request District Trainer Designate, past District Governor, Dr. Chandrasekhar, to welcome all the dignitaries. Dr. Chandrasekhar Kolekar.
Canada, Rotary International President-elect Jennifer Jones, the one and only and the first ever Lady Rotarian RI President. I welcome RI Director Venkatesh, the tallest Indian RI Director. I welcome the adventurer, Harley Davidson rider and surgeon, Dr. Mahesh Kudbagi. I welcome Rotarians from all over the world, from different countries and different continents. This is an intercontinental Rotary meeting, friends, and I'm so proud to have my own district Rotarians, all the president-elects and presidents of the year 22-23. I welcome you all for this wonderful meeting, with the most interesting and most talked about Rotary in this world. Friends, I could find many parallels with our governor of 22-23, Kailash Jethani. Kailash Jethani had a meteoric rise from being a Rotarian to a club president to the district governor of one of the best districts in this world, 3142, and our RIPE Jennifer Jones. Both are young, both are smart, both went up so fast, and both have similar views. So we are so fortunate to have people of the same kind here, and there may be many others here also. And I remember the day when I met Jennifer at Indore, and that time only the writing was on the wall, and I told her that you will be our first lady president. And then we met at the Rotary India Centennial Summit, and then I introduced our governor to be, that time he was not the governor, but I introduced to all the international dignitaries that this is going to be our district governor. And after that, he fought an election and won, and he has become the governor of district 3142. So like I have some kind of oracle within me. So if you want to have good positions in Rotary, I think you should be my friend. But having said that, we are all friends here, and it's such a multi-starred, multi-caste, multi-Rotarian evening here. And I'm so happy that people have taken the trouble of waiting and coming there. And I'm happy that with the leadership of our DGE Kailash Jethani, we all started it in time, and all of you came in time. Rotarians, I will not name all the countries that you all belong from, but I really am very happy to see you, because Rotary is one world, one people, one kind of people who have the heart which bleeds for the service of humanity. Because friends, Rotary is an organization of individuals who have passion for service to change lives in communities, friends. So I once again welcome our great leader Jennifer and all our friends, and I hand over to Lalit for further proceedings, and let's have a great time with each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such a warm welcome. Now, friends, here I request our district governor-elect, man of the evening, who has convened this meeting, Rotarian Kailash, for his opening remarks and further proceeding. Yes, Kailash, over to you.
Thank you, Past President Lalit, and thank you, my district trainer designate, Dr. Chandu, for likening me to our president of 22-23, Jennifer Jones. I don't know whether I deserve it or not, but I will take your word for that. Good evening, friends. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude to the President-elect, Jennifer Jones, for graciously accepting our invitation to address us all. It certainly will be a huge motivation to all presidents of 22-23. Friends, we have quite a few dignitaries. Our district designate has named them all, but I would also like to do my duty. Firstly, our directors, A.S. Venkatesh and Dr. Mahesh Kodbagi. Our DG, Dr. Mayuresh, must have joined for sure. Our current district trainer, Dr. Ashish Kanguli. The VIPs of today's meeting, friends. Our president-elects of all the clubs of the year 22-23. The serving club presidents, all my district team members, all my esteemed colleagues from our district's College of Governors, my batchmates, the DGEs from India and other countries like Nigeria, Uganda, Ghana, Philippines. Our Rotary DRR elect Adil is also present, Rotarians and all Rotaractors present in this meeting. Please accept my signature Rotary Pranam. Friends, this is a momentous day for us, as we are graced and blessed by the presence of an historical figure of Rotary International, the First Lady President, in the history of 116 years of Rotary. That is RI President-elect Jennifer Jones. In one of our core team meets, our training facilitator designate, Srijit Putin, came up with this brilliant idea to start the series of training programs with a motivational talk by our RI President-elect. Having the good fortune to have listened to her talks in various fora earlier, and I must admit, Jennifer, that I am completely spellbound by your thoughts, which are new and refreshing, especially the DEI concept. So much so that we have already conceptualized a dedicated team to look into the DEI during the year 22-23. The idea of inviting Jennifer was lapped up immediately by all of us at the earlier. And I must admit, Jennifer, that I am completely spellbound by your thoughts, which are new and refreshing, especially the DEI concept. So much so that we have already conceptualized a dedicated team to look into the DEI during the year 22-23. So that was a glitch. Someone repeated, or my own voice was coming back. I hope it doesn't happen again. So it was immediately lapped up by our CDM team, as it was also in line with our commitment to impart the best training and motivation to our club presidents. We reached out to the president-elect, and which she graciously accepted. Dear club leaders, this is a big opportunity for all of you, as it's none other than the ever smiling, very successful, very experienced, and very, very charismatic leader of Rotary in Rotary year 22-23, President-elect Jennifer, addressing us. My humble request to all is to make the best of this opportunity by listening to each and every word carefully and attentively. As you never know, one small hint, one small tip may entirely change the way you will approach your leadership at your club. Let me remind you once again that LTD Unlimited, that is leadership, tenacity, and discipline, or loyalty, transparency, and democracy, will be the mantra during our year at the district level. And I expect the same to be followed by you all at the club level. Our main focus should be to respond to our community's needs and make things conducive for your team to serve the community. Today, especially in these times, there is so much more to do than what has been done till now. We need to work like catalysts, the change agents, or you can say the change makers. And as we very well know, that the change is not easy to come by, friends. It's always met with resistance. And if the resistance stifles you, remember our mantra, that is LTD, Unlimited, which is leadership, tenacity, discipline. And I'm sure you will get your solutions. And if you don't still get your answers, don't just worry, you're not alone. As we have one of the best district administrative team consisting of knowledgeable and experienced senior Rotarians who will stand by you at all times for all the good initiatives you take up to serve your club and the community. Friends, in the end, I would like to quote John Maxwell, who once said, leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Today, we have our world leader, President-elect Jennifer, who will show us the way for all of us to know, go, and further show the way in the year 22-23. In one of the interviews for her selection as the RI President, our own President-elect Jennifer had said, leadership means knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, and complementing them with the brightest minds, knowing how to listen and learn. So today we will listen and learn leadership from one of the brightest minds of Rotary International, that is President-elect Jennifer Jones. Wishing you all the best for today and happy learning. And now, friends, thank you. And now, friends, without wasting any further time, let's get straight to the main agenda of the event. Let's deep dive into the ocean of wisdom of our leader, the President-elect, Jennifer Jones. And for that, I would like to invite past President Harsh Makol, the District Coordinator Designate for Governors Engagement and Protocols, for a formal introduction of President-elect Jennifer. Harsh, all yours.
Thanks, DG Kailash. Hello, friends.
Yes.
I deem it as an honor and privilege to introduce RI President-elect Jennifer Jones. There is no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise, and the RIP-E Jennifer Jones is a shining example of the same. She holds the singular distinction of having becoming the first woman Rotarian to occupy the prestigious position as a world leader of Rotary International in the 117th year of its history. As I unfold the multifaceted talent and qualities of this illustrious personality, I would like to tell you that Jennifer is a founder and president of Media Street Production Inc., a 25 years old award-winning media company in Windsor, Ontario. She is a proud member of Rotary Club of Windsor, Roseland. Her talents have strengthened Rotary reach and impact. Though many roles she has played over the years, including as trustee of Rotary Foundation, RI Vice President, and co-chair of the End Polio Now, Make History Today campaign. Jennifer is a leader in cultivating experimental fundraising opportunities. Some of her initiatives include Rotary Polio Golf Day with Jack Nicklaus in Jupiter, Florida, USA, that raised over $5.25 million for polio eradication in just one day. The innovative virtual COVID-19 hashtag Rotary Response event that raised money for COVID-19 relief project and showcased Rotary response across the globe. Her leadership skill and innovative approach attracted political figures, celebrities, and global leaders to join her initiative for doing good in this world. She uses her voice to raise awareness and hundreds of millions of dollars to eradicate disease, support peace, and provide clean water and sanitation in developing areas of the world. Her skills as an expert storyteller inspires hope and promise and motivates people to take action. Her accomplishment and initiatives have been duly acknowledged with various honors and recognitions. She has been presented Rotary Service Above Self Award and the Citation of Meritorious Service, the YMCA Peace Medallion, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal. She holds the distinction of being the first lady to receive the prestigious Wayne State University Peacemaker of the Year Award. Jennifer is married to Rotarian Nick Pritchett, a local family physician. They share a love for many things, including traveling, cycling, golf, and relaxing at their family cottage. And they share a thirst for adventure, which has included cresting the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa. Friends, with this, kindly put your hands together as I'm pleased to present to you a perfect blend of beauty, wisdom, intelligence, compassion, and extraordinary leadership. RI President-elect Jennifer Jones. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Harsh, for that wonderful introduction. Now let's hear from the lady who created the history of sorts by becoming the first lady president of Rotary World. Over to you, Madam President-elect.
Good Rotary, and thank you, Harsh, for such a beautiful introduction. And hello, District 3142. It is a joy to be in your backyard, even though I'm across the many miles from where you are. But what a spectacular evening to be able to bring together people from so many countries, presidents-elect, presidents, leaders from all levels of our organization. Of course, I do want to say thank you to DGE Kailash for creating this, and for DG Mayoresh for having me in your district this evening. And I would be remiss if I didn't call out my my wonderful board colleagues, directors Venki and Mahesh, and what a wonderful joy it is to be able to work with the two of them on our international board. So it is a wonderful opportunity to be able to join with you. And the title I was told tonight to talk with you about is to grab the opportunity, to look for the opportunities in front of us, and certainly the opportunities to serve, to change lives. The call to action of our international president, Shekhar Mehta. And what a wonderful tribute to the Indian Rotarians who are on this call this evening, knowing that you have a president in your own country. What a point of pride to be able to understand the kind of gracious leadership that he is providing to our world right now. I know we have had a lot of struggles, and for Shekhar, President Shekhar, he is not able to travel yet across the world and spread his message, but he does it through virtual channels just like this. And what the global pandemic has certainly shown us is that this kind of flexibility, this kind of virtual capability is something that is very important. And what it does, I think, more than anything for us, is it punctuates the global passport that Rotary provides to each and every one of us. I want to just do a quick, fun little thing, because we have so many people from so many countries. In the chat box right now, put the country that you're in, and maybe only one or two India, because you're going to have a lot of them, but the other countries. Let's see just a quick little roll of how many different countries are here. So put your country in, and let's see it roll. India, Malaysia, UK, England, United States, India, Uganda, London, Kenya, Jordan, Ghana, Indonesia. As I said, Pakistan. As I said, what a wonderful opportunity to be able to unite people from across borders and boundaries, to bring us together as one, because Rotary does truly unite us all. A few years ago, I was chatting with my younger brother, David, and I was preparing for a media interview that I was going to do. And the interview was about the role of service in civil society. And out of his mouth came these words. He said, in order to live in the kind of society you want, you have to help build it. What a call to action for all of us, especially to the presidents-elect who are on this call. In order to live in the kind of society we want, we have to help build it. Every one of us has the opportunity through our Rotary clubs to be able to change the world. I know that sounds lofty, but in your role, you have the privilege, the opportunity to dream, and then to execute those dreams, to share those dreams with your fellow members, to like-minded people. Just imagine, one person decided to start the conversation about the eradication of polio. And here we are, more than 30 plus years later, having immunized more than 2.5 billion children, having raised more than $2.1 billion. Imagine if we had asked Rotarians 35 years ago if we could have done that. We would have thought it improbable, but we like audacious goals. We like them because it means something. It means that we have this opportunity to do something larger than ourselves, because we can call on each other to take this journey together. So as presidents, don't dream small, think big. Think of the things that you can do in your own community to change the lives, to be change makers. President Shekhar has put a wonderful array of opportunities in front of this year. Rotary Days of Service, a call to action to do things with a public outward-facing event. Certainly, I know that right now with COVID restrictions, we have to be careful about what we're doing. And maybe some of these ideas need to be creative through virtual channels. but bringing the public in to see what it is that we do, to share our stories, is one of the ways that we can engage the greater world to elevate the profile of Rotary, and in doing so, help grow our great organization. As President Shaker has asked us to do, each one bring one, to bring them in, to bring someone in who you believe is already a Rotarian right here. They just don't know it quite yet. And then our job is to make sure that we give them something tangible to do. That is probably the most important message that I can share with you today, is the engagement of our members, to give them the opportunity to see service and friendship and fellowship. The two reasons why research tells us why we join and why we stay. So we need to make sure that when someone walks through the door of our Rotary Club, be it virtually or in person, that we ask them, what do you want out of this experience? And then deliver on that promise. If they want personal growth, help them with their leadership development. If they want to create a service project, help empower them to see that they can do what they possibly don't even know is possible. If they're looking for development of a different skill other than their vocational skill, if someone's a CPA, don't necessarily make them the treasurer. Perhaps they want to do event planning. So it's really important for us to ask our members what they want and then deliver on that promise. So each one bring one. It's a very lofty goal this year to bring us to 1.3 million Rotarians. Now, that's 1.3 million Rotarians, and we know we have hundreds of thousands of Rotaractors, hundreds of thousands of interactors. And that is another very key point, is to make sure that we are drawing those connections together, that we see each other as one family, all rowing in the same direction, because we have the opportunity to harness generational leadership here, to learn from each other. Cross mentorship is what I like to call it, where we don't necessarily think of the older person, the oldest person in the room being the one with all of the information, that we have this opportunity for both levels to learn from each other. We know that Rotaractors and interactors have lived as digital natives their entire life. They see the world differently than perhaps many of us did growing up. They understand that they are global citizens because that's the way they get information. Of course, we need to look to those who have history and experience to be able to learn from them. But this opportunity to learn from each other is a way to empower the next generation, a very powerful way to empower them. A very powerful way to empower them. That's a bit redundant, isn't it? But you know what I'm saying, to reach out to young people and to make sure that we're bringing them in and giving them meaningful service and fellowship. Now, DGE Kailash, I love that you mentioned your passion also for diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. And I'm thrilled to hear that you're already making this a priority for the 22-23 year. It will be a priority, and it's something that I will speak about and challenge clubs and districts around the world to have meaningful conversation about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and to understand what that looks like in our own communities. Because quite honestly, it's different from different parts of the world. In some parts of the world, the most important part of that conversation might be about age. In another part of the world, the most important part of that conversation might be about gender, etc. But being able to take a good look at our own clubs and the composition of our memberships to make sure that we are a true reflection of our communities. That's one of the most important things that we can do, a genuine, authentic scan of our community, and to make sure that it's balanced. I think that that is the hallmark of our strength, is the diverse perspective that we bring when we have people from all different vocations and life experience being able to be together as one. What it means is that we're not all from one vocation or one religion or one age group, where we maybe all look at things in one kind of way. When we bring together that diverse perspective, that's what gives us the opportunity to solve the world's most pressing challenges. And my friends, we're capable of doing just that. Now, I know that there is time set aside to take some questions and answers, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing some of the things and thoughts that you would like to share and ask about in terms of the future of our organization. And certainly I would invite both Mahesh and Venki, the two directors on the call, to also jump in if they have comments that they would like to add. But the final comment I think I'll close with before opening it to questions is to talk about the new area of focus that just a couple of weeks ago on July 1 of the start of this Rotary year, the environment has become a new area of focus for our organization. We only have one planet. We don't have a planet B. We have a planet A, and we need to treat her well. And I'm thrilled and excited that Rotarians who have already been doing wonderful environmental projects for years are going to now be incentivized to be able to access funds through our Rotary Foundation to do global grants and to ensure that we are making a difference. Because when you think of the 1.3 million Rotarians, the hundreds of thousands of Rotaractors and the hundreds of thousands of interactors and partners and peace fellows and everyone else affiliated with us, more than 2 million people, we have an opportunity to use our voice to amplify that across our channels, to encourage those that we know that listen to us to do something to change our world. And when you start to look at the exponential power of that, we're not a 2 million person movement, we're tens of millions of people. And when we make a singular change, we make a big difference. So think big, my friends. And to the presidents-elect who are on this call, thank you so much for stepping forward in leadership. And I am truly thrilled and humbled to be able to serve together with you. And I look forward very much to being able to see you in person, whether it's at a convention or in your own beautiful country. To the sitting presidents who are on the call and the sitting leaders, thank you so much for your dedication and leadership, particularly at this challenging time in our globe. To all of you, thank you for joining together on this call, and let's hear what kind of questions the audience might have. Thank you so much.
Wow.
And I love that applause. I need to carry that with me. Very fun.
Yeah, we are so thankful to you for sparing those words filled with warmth and encouragement. The presidents must already be feeling motivated and must be raring to grab the opportunity with both the hands. I'm sure that you have empowered them in your own powerful way. I feel you have just made our district stronger by instilling that confidence with that fantastic talk. I, as district governor-elect, and all the Rotarians of District 3142 are indebted to you. And I promise you, on behalf of all these club presidents, that we will make you proud of being leaders of our respective groups in Rotary year 22-23.
I know.
Friends, though President-elect Jennifer has a packed schedule, we are still not letting her leave us, as now it's the time for us to know about her and seek some guidance from her through an open dialogue, which I'm told she likes the best. To avoid disturbances and interruptions of background noises and hassles of maintaining mute and unmute modes of the audience, the team thought it would be advisable to make it a tete-a-tete, with which I personally will handle on behalf of all these club presidents. So, ma'am, President-elect, can we start?
Absolutely. Let's jump in.
So the first question is, what is yours and Nick's favorite holiday destination?
Oh, wow. A holiday. Isn't that a dream right now, to think of going someplace other than your own house? We haven't left our home, as I know many of you, for a year and a half. So vacation. Well, I will tell you that we met in the Caribbean. And even though we're both from the same city, we met on an island called the Turks and Caicos Islands. And I was working there for about a year when I was in my early 20s, and Nick was on vacation. He had just finished medical school. And it didn't start out as a romance. It started out as a friendship because we were both from the same community. And about 5 years later, we reconnected and realized that it was something much more than that. And so we like to go back there because it has a lot of special meaning to us.
Thank you. The next question is specifically on behalf of our lady presidents at the clubs. Being a working woman, it's a difficult proposition, especially when you have a family. How do you manage your work, family, and Rotary? And follow-up question is, what is the order of priority or preference?
Well, anyone who thinks that life balance is something that is easy to achieve, please give me a personal call and let me know how you achieve that, because it is a challenge every day for all of us, both men and women, to figure out how to balance all of the different things. And yes, for women, sometimes I think we have an extra little bit of a challenge where oftentimes in not all times, but in often cases, we're running our homes, our households, we're taking care of our children, we're taking care of organizing family events, we're taking care of all of the different things that come into our life, plus work, and then add Rotary. It's a lot to be able to balance. I truly don't know that I can say that I have life balance. I try sometimes, I'm very mindful of it, because I know that there's some days when I think that maybe I need to be a better sister, wife, daughter. Maybe I need to focus more attention on my family. And so shifting priorities, they happen. And so the most important, you asked the importance of the order, the most important obviously is family. And that needs to take precedence over everything. Now, the easy way to make sure that you can combine them is to make sure your whole family is part of Rotary. So my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my husband, we're all in different clubs, but we're all members of Rotary. So we share this journey together, and it makes for wonderful conversations when we have family meals together. But family definitely first. And then, you know, the priorities change depending on what you're doing. Work sometimes is important and you have to put it first. Sometimes Rotary is important and you have to put it first. Clearly at this point in my life right now, in the role that I'm serving in, Rotary is taking a lot of that time and a lot of that focus. But I'm trying to be very mindful to not let the family part of that slide because of where I'm placing my attention. So it's a challenge. I don't know that there's an easy answer on life balance. I think we all need to be mindful of it and try to create that balance. And part of what I haven't mentioned in this is your own personal balance as well, of being able to nurture yourself and to be kind to yourself. And I think that that's something that maybe we don't do enough of, is to take time to be just thoughtful in space, to be able to spend time just in meditation or prayer, whatever it is your priority, to make sure that we're eating well, that we're getting exercise, that we're taking care of our bodies. And, you know, it seems when you're younger that life will go on forever, but the older you get, the faster it goes. And so making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, I think is a top priority.
We really appreciate the way you have answered this question with all the honesty. It has passed all the tests, I guess, for the 4-way test. You were really candid with your reply, and it was full of honesty. Totally appreciated. The next question is, if you were put in a dilemma of attending a gala Rotary fundraising event or visiting a Rotary humanitarian project, what would you choose to do?
Well, I think that's a pretty easy answer. I would do the humanitarian project first, and then I would look for a way to do a gala second. I think that there's importance in being able to place thought and emphasis on both. Certainly, when we put together a gala event, it's to raise money to do something good in the world. So we have to have balance there. We have to be able to raise awareness and funds to do good. But then the paycheck is being able to go and do something with your hands to make that difference. For me, that's where so many of the stories that we share come from, is that direct human connection with someone. And to be in service together. And sometimes maybe it's not a direct connection with a recipient, but maybe it's sometimes the direct connection that you make with a fellow Rotarian when you're working side by side doing something. The kind of conversations that you have about life and what you're working on and how what you're doing means something. Those are important things to be mindful of. But I do like putting on a good party dress. So I would say that that would be my second priority, but certainly it's a very important one.
Thank you. The next question is, can you tell us about that one Rotary project that moved you, or maybe gave you that the Rotary moment of yours to the core of your heart?
There are many, as for all of you, many Rotary moments that have profoundly touched my heart and moved me. Let me pick.
Maybe the best one.
Oh, I know there's so many. Well, this is a story I've shared before, and maybe perhaps some of you have heard it, but I'll make this brief. There was a Rotary mission that I was on, a surgical mission, and we were doing cleft lip and cleft palate surgeries. And so there were a number of doctors and nurses, and then Rotary volunteers like myself who were doing some of the support work. And we were in this this country where this kind of surgery was not readily available. And for children who have this cleft lip or cleft palate, many of them are ostracized because they're thought to have had something wrong, that God was punishing them at birth with this. And in the course of a 1-hour surgery to be able to change the trajectory of their life, such an amazing opportunity to be part of something like that. And I've done it several times. So there's this one mission that we were on, and there was a young fisherman and his wife who arrived midway through the surgical week. And they had traveled 14 hours, they said, by broken down bus and by car and by foot with their little baby. I believe she was about 11 months old. And the surgical schedule had already been set. There was no room to include their daughter. And having to let them know that was just the worst scenario that you could possibly paint. And then I think it was the next day, a window opened and we were able to tell them that their daughter was going to be able to have this surgery, a little Rotary miracle, if you will. And I was sitting in the post-op area waiting with mom and dad while the baby was having this surgery. And we both spoke different languages. And through an interpreter, the mom, when they brought the baby out and put her into her arms, she said to me, "I've always thought my baby was beautiful, but now the rest of the world can see what I see." To be together in that kind of shared humanity, to share such a personal moment with another human being, and to witness the joy and the change. I wish I knew what was happening with that little girl now. I wish that there was an opportunity to have followed her to see where she's at. But I know in my heart that with the love of her parents, she's doing great things.
Surely we may not be able to gauge the kind of experience that you have had then, but I am surely having goosebumps on my arms here. We would like to know if there is any neatly, tightly wrapped strategic change that you will unfold in the next year.
I don't know how many sneak peeks I can offer at the moment, because as we all know, in January at the International Assembly, we'll unveil the theme for our 22-23 year and some of the hopes and dreams that we're going to want to do at that time. And one of the things, let me say this, continuity of leadership is something that is critically important to me. And when I was first selected for this position, this role, President Holger was serving at that time, and watching the relationship between he and then President-elect Shaker was beautiful. And likewise, right now, President Shaker is so gracious in working with me, and the two of us making sure that our goals and our dreams are united and unified so that we're not changing things from year to year, that we build upon things. And so let that perhaps be a bit of a message, because I think it's important that, you know, we have to dream, but we also need to make sure that we're doing it in harmony with each other and not changing gears. So I guess a message to the presidents-elect and the presidents and all the leadership team on here is to make sure that you're talking with the people in front of you and behind you in leadership, not only to find out what it is that they want to do, but to raise each other up and to support each other. It's really critically important that you don't take a leadership journey in isolation, that other people, that you surround yourself with good people, that you're all there willing to move forward together. So while I can't give you a sneak peek on any of the theme items, that would be a key message for me.
Thank you. And finally, this is a question asked to you. We know the answer, and we know that you really will give us a very feel-good kind of an answer, but the question is still there. What are your views about India and specifically Indian Rotarians?
Wow, that's a really good question. So I have had the opportunity now probably 5 times, I think, visit various parts of your country. And I remember as a little girl, you know, not having been to many other places in the world, I remember thinking of India as this far off dream-like place. And, you know, all I would have known would have been what I would have seen in movies or in books. And a place of, at that point in my childhood, a place of chaos, in the streets, of abundance of people and all the different things going on. And then I have had the privilege to go and travel and to be there and to visit the north, the south, the middle, to be on the beaches, to enjoy the food, to get to know the people, to be in the farm fields. I have so many beautiful, beautiful memories of my time spent there. And I've fallen in love, quite honestly, with your country and the beautiful people who are there. And actually, I'm having Indian food tonight, if truth be told. We have a wonderful restaurant here called India 47. And so I'll be eating my favorite paneer dish tonight, among others. But I think that the opportunity right now in your country is abundant for Rotary to grow, and the opportunity to bring more people in to our organization and to experience service. And I think that that's because, from my own personal perspective, and this would be a great conversation for us to have around a cup of coffee at some point in the future, but I see a big change in India right now, where there is a broader opportunity for more people perhaps to be able to be involved in service. And I think that it's a fundamentally different time in the history of you, the history of your country right now, and a wonderful opportunity to take service and to help raise up the other populations in your country who need help. You live in a very interesting place in the world, for the Indian Rotarians who are on here, where you have moved from being a receiving country to being also now a giving country. And that is that's a huge shift in a very short period of years. And to then move that needle to not only being a giving country, but to being able to give in your country and to take care of those around you, I think it's a very profound time in history. And I think that's why being a Rotarian right now in India I think that's why we're seeing the kind of growth that we're seeing in your part of the world, because people understand that this is a conduit to doing good in the world and doing good in your own backyard. And because you have a lot of need there is a lot of opportunity for us to do good. So that's perhaps a bit of a long answer to what you asked, but I have deep and profound respect for your country. And I am very, very much looking forward to the next time that I can return there. But in the meantime, I will eat Indian food tonight and think of all of you and in harmony and unity together.
Great. So friends, it was a pleasure to have Jennifer with us for this tete-a-tete. We know that you have other commitments, Jennifer, and engagements lined up for the day, and you had asked for an early departure from this meeting. As you know, as you will not be able to stay till the end. Friends, the time has come to say ciao to our leader for now, but not for the customary, not before the customary vote of thanks. Jennifer, another 2 minutes, please.
I have 10 more minutes. I'm good.
Which we want to propose in your honor. May I ask our training facilitator designate Srijit Putan to do the honors of expressing the gratitude on our behalf. Srijit, all yours.
Thank you, Kailash. It would take some time to sync whatever we have been hearing. So I'll just collect my breath. Rotary International President-elect Jennifer, DG Kailash, RA Directors, College of Governors across the world, President-elects, fellow Rotarians across the globe. It is my greatest honor and an unforgettable privilege to propose this vote of thanks to a phenomenal lady Rotarian of our time, Jennifer Jones. Pardon me, Jennifer, if you have heard this before, but you have created history and you will be keeping on hearing this thing. Friends, as we all know, after having founded in 1905, it took us more than 80 years to accept women into Rotary. Today, I speak of on behalf of each one of us that after having listened to you, Jennifer, your thoughts, your vision, the clarity of your mission, we wonder why it took us so long to accept women in Rotary. Thank you, Jennifer, for sparing your valuable time to guide our presidents, rather your presidents, to grab the opportunity they are going to receive soon. Your advice, in order to live in the kind of society you want to, you have to build it. It's well taken, gives our president-elects the right direction to which they need to work on. And also your advice on to being kind to ourselves is a very important thing that they will have to follow when they go about the rigors of presidentship in the year that is to come. The presidents and the district team are now fully spruced up and raring to go under the leadership of DG Kailash and you as our world leader. And this is for your information, Jennifer, that DG Kailash has done a double whammy by serving as a president when we had the first lady district governor in our district. And now he will lead the district with the first international lady president at the helm of affairs. Thank you so much. And I also extend an invitation from and on behalf of District 3142, if and when possible, physically to visit us and have paneer. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very, very
Thank you, Srijit, for that. Yeah, thank you, Srijit, for that hearty vote of thanks. I'm sure it will compel President-elect Jennifer to fondly remember this event for a long, long time to come in future. Quickly getting to our next agenda is that we have amongst us our district leader, District Governor Dr. Mayuresh Warke, freshly installed at a gala ceremony just today morning itself. And I'm sure we are fortunate to be in the first gathering that he is addressing after his installation as the district governor. So over to you, DG Dr. Mayuresh, for your kind and brief remarks.
Some network issues. I think Dr. Mayuresh is gone off due to some network issues.
Vijay, can you check if Dr. Mayuresh is there?
No, because of some network issues, I think we cannot see. Kailash, we cannot see him because of some network issue.
Okay, okay. So we'll go ahead with the agenda. I know that Governor must have been a little tired with his installation happening today morning. I guess he may join us later. But friends, Ek Mulaqat though was initially conceptualized to engage just with our president-elect, but it has been a double bonus for us as we have also been joined by both our directors also to bless this event. First up, we'll hear from a very smart, the very articulate, the very erudite, a sought after speaker in the Rotary world, the man from Chennai, our director, who doesn't need any introduction, past district governor A.S. Venkatesh, also fondly called as Venki. Sir, your blessings, please.
Thank you, Kailash. President-elect Jennifer, my colleague on the board, Mahesh, Mayuresh Nader, and fellow Rotarians and friends in Rotary and friends of Rotary, Namaskar. It's indeed an honor to be present at this meeting, leave alone getting an opportunity to talk. That's an added bonus. Be able to listen to our leader for the next year is always interesting, amazing, and today was one of her best addresses, I would say. Very crisply, she put across a few points which all of us can take back home and ponder over and put into action in the coming year. In particular about DEI, which both you had mentioned, Kailash, and Dr. Jennifer had also spoken at length. I have just a couple of points. I don't want to take much time today. Today's evening is all about Jennifer and not about anybody else. So I'm not going to take much of your time. Just a couple of points I want to emphasize on. One is DEI is something we have been talking about in our country as well for a while, but not much has happened at the ground level. It's all about talk and not action. To be honest, there were occasions when both Mahesh and I had to look for some people to be assigned to various positions, and we couldn't find a lady at all because they had not had the opportunity to rise to a certain level in Rotary. So my request to this very, very forward-looking District 3142, my request to you is, let's make a conscious attempt at DEI, not just talk about it. Let's make a conscious attempt, and it has to be reviewed, evaluated, and implemented. Just talk about it is not going to take us anywhere. And we have a lot to catch up on with the rest of the world. Let's not forget that. So we need to do a quick run. We need to be Usain Bolts off the block. We can't afford to waste any more time on implementing DEI. The sooner we do it, the better it is for us. We would then, only then would we represent the community appropriately and adequately. Otherwise, we are not a true representation of our community. So that is one point I want to emphasize on. It's been spoken about, but I want to emphasize that we need to do at every club level, we need to do it consciously. There has to be a very overt attempt at implementing the DEI policy. And not leaving it to chance, saying things will happen, things will not happen. Take it from me, things will not happen unless we do it. We want to do it and we do it. That's one. Second, just one more point I want to emphasize is let's broad-based responsibility. Oftentimes I notice in our country, the clubs activities are carried out by just a small group of people. That's not good for the growth and the sustainability of our organization. Again, this again has to be done very consciously, that we broad-base the responsibilities assigned for the various activities of the club. We talk about engaging Rotarians, but that stays as a talk. Engaging really means getting to do something. And I can tell you, nobody is an idiot to pay a subscription and not do anything in Rotary Club. That he can do without paying the subscription. He or she can do it without paying the subscription. Someone has chosen to pay some money to join a Rotary Club. He or she expects to do something that interests them. And giving an opportunity to those Rotarians to do something that interests them would really be smart business, let alone whether Rotary grows or not. If I were to be in business, I would make sure my customers are happy. And if Rotary is a business, the customers are the members, and we need to ensure the members are happy. Only then can we stay in business. Several years back when I was club president, mankind is our business was the theme. A lot of people thought, how can Rotary be compared to a business? But I do feel there's a lot of similarities, except that it's not for money, but we do for profit in a different form. So let's make sure all our customers are happy by giving them an opportunity to indulge in things that they have joined Rotary for. let's not take anybody for granted saying they will not mind. They will mind. Anybody, maybe they will not tell you, but they just quietly leave the organization. That's all. They may not tell you. Let's make sure everybody gets a chance to do something that interests them. I think these are the two things I want to emphasize on. And 3142, I know is a great district, and I love a lot of things in the district. I'm not going to go into that at this point. I'm sure I'll have more opportunities to interact with Rotarians of 3142 in the days to come. Good luck. God bless. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Venki sir, for that. Thanks, Venki sir, for the thoughtful message. I'm sure the presidents must have been mesmerized by your motivational talk. And those 2 pointers, I'm sure that everybody, we will not just talk DEI, we'll implement DEI at the club level. I promise you that. Next up on the agenda is the gentleman who has been a workhorse. Today morning, he was with us in our district, and then he went somewhere, and now he's logged on from that point. He is known for his organizational skills and is a man for all seasons, and may I add reasons, as he got elected with huge margin during his elections, directorial elections. A past district governor loved by all of us and admired by all his friends and detractors alike, though I doubt he may have many or any detractors. A travel enthusiast and who likes going for motorcycle rallies on his Harley or car rallies driving his BMW. The director from our friendly neighborhood, Pune city of District 3131, Dr. Mahesh Khudbagi. Over to you, Dr. Mahesh.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, friends. After Vanakkam Chennai, it's Namaskar. After DEI, I just want to add some things for these leaders. Jennifer, somehow, the virtual reality has not made my mind to accept everyone from nominee to elect. I still feel that all these governors are still nominee. Even in my appointment schedule, I had written, today there is a meeting of DGNs. So I think here is a change which has happened quickly. I just want to add to all these future leaders today who are here. Did you see Jennifer talking to all of us, even on the virtual platform? Just look at her eye contact. Everyone felt Jennifer is sitting across the table and she is among all of us. It's the energy which the leaders they transmit, it matters. Her smile. I think you all presidents or the governors or the governor-elects, they should understand these are the qualities of the leaders, what one can actually impress and one can articulate with people. So the quality of smile, the quality of poise, the quality of energy and the euphoria which Jennifer creates, I think hats off to her. I was very happy that she could come and address all of you today. And Kailash, you all have heard me today morning, just a few hours back. And again, I'm back to you. I only feel today we all should have met in person. And since Jennifer and Nick, let me tell you that they both were not only our lead trainers, they taught me, they were also the moderators at the International Assembly. And they both are a very lovely couple. Sometimes it feels that I feel that India has got 2 world presidents. It's not only Shekhar, because Jennifer has got so many friends everywhere. And every district I go and they say, oh, Jennifer, they are our friends and we know them so well. So I think, Jennifer, we feel that you're not only a Canadian citizen who's coming up as our president, but I think you also have a dual citizenship that people from India, they feel that you're also part of it. So as a small gesture, I'm going to request all of those who are on this meeting today, you should contact that restaurant which Nick and Jennifer likes in their city. And you must host a dinner, a candlelight dinner with Indian old mug or a wine and a beautiful inverter. And I think that should be a very good gesture as a small token of appreciation when she has come for this meeting. So have a lovely time. I will not take more time today. since even she and we all are going to be very, very busy. So thanks a lot, Jennifer, for coming here, and all the best for your year. Thank you so much.
Thanks, our director, Dr. Mahesh. Having you and Venki both as our RI directors for 21, 22 and 22, 23 will surely be a huge blessing for all of us at District 3142 and specifically myself and Dr. Mayuresh. Your words of wisdom will certainly add that confidence in our club presidents. As we draw closer to the end, I would like to request District's Chief Aide Designate, my mentor, past President Satish Mane, for a formal and comprehensive vote of thanks. Over to you, Mane sir.
Thank you, DJ Kailash. As all beautiful things have to end, and so does this wonderful session. Friends, you agree, it was an evening of enrichment, learning, and inspiration. And so it would be at most unfair if we do not appreciate and acknowledge the efforts of those who made this session memorable. RIPE has already been thanked, but let me thank RI directors, Dr. Mahesh, who after an exhausting session of today still had the tenacity to log in and address us. Thank you, Doctor, for that tenacity and also the desire to be with us and bless us. Of course, our friend Venki, who all the way rescheduled his appointment just at a short notice to be with us. Venki, we'll always be obliged for the rescheduling of your schedule to be just with us. Thank you, Venki. And of course, I would like to thank the past district governors, the batchmates, the district governor-elects of our DGE Kailash, and the idols of today, Utsav Murthy, again with Jennifer, that is the president-elects of 22-23, the Rotarians of our district 3142, and the Rotarians from all over the world. Thank you. Your presence certainly enhanced the grace of this occasion. I'm glad to state here that 99% of president-elects have attended this meeting and took advantage of this historical moment. The current presidents, I also thank you for logging in. And of course, finally, though it is out of place, but I would like to have a sincere appreciation to DG Kailash for thinking about such initiative and inviting the topmost leader of that year to kickstart his trainings. So comprehensive thank you and best luck and hail to Rotary, Jai Rotary. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, PP Satish Mane, for your comprehensive vote of thanks. Friends, we are at the end of today's event and we have learned so much in time. We have been here, but it does not really stop here, as it will be soon time to be thinking about organizing the next one, which is the first in-person meet of the presidents-elect on Saturday, 7th of August 2021 at Navi Mumbai, hosted by Rotary Club of Satellite City, Navi Mumbai. The governor will be, the convener will be Assistant Governor Designate Ashish Jain. As for today, I know I have enjoyed today enormously, and I hope you all have too. This event, Ek Mulaqat, is formally over now. But if some of us want to stay back, you can stay back a little longer for fellowship and general chat amongst yourselves. Thanks for your time and presence. Rotary Pranam.
Jennifer, thanks for staying back
you.
the whole program. So it's an honor that she stayed back the whole program when she had to go after a speech. So that speaks how much she loves 3142. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
Jennifer.
Thank you,
See
ma'am.
you
Good night,
next week.
Jennifer. Thank you very much indeed. Thoroughly
Good
enjoyed
day.
it.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Rotary. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night, Jennifer.
Thank you, Shamashri.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.
Thank you, Dada.
Well done, Kailash. Very nice session.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so
We
much.
had an attendance of 300 plus.
Well done, Kailash.
Amazing event. Loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you,
Kailash.
Super event,
Lovely event.
Vijay,
Kailash, we had
Ramani, yeah.
we had attendance
We
of
can say
300
this is the
plus on
start of
YouTube.
the.
Vijay Kevaramani, can you please make the announcement?
I said we had a attendance of 300 plus both on Zoom and YouTube.
Wow.
Right from California
that's
to
a
Japan. We
commendable.
had
Thanks
Rotarians
for,
from across the globe.
thanks for,
Right from California to Japan.
thanks to all the presidents who came in.
And even Indonesia.
So I am saying up to Japan, so Indonesia included.
Can we have that applause again? Vijay, can we have that applause?
We need that
applause here. We need that applause. Lovely. Good idea.
Yeah.
अभी बड़ा चला था.
That's it. Super.
This longer applause was for Vijay Kevaramani for managing the back end digital platform so well. There were minor glitches, but this ought to happen in the technology. But thank you, Vijay Kevaramani, for such a wonderful